Well, glad to have you in with us again, everybody, for another edition of probably the best damn golf podcast on the air. That's known as the 19th Hole, a podcast for golfers. I'm lucky enough to be your host, Dennis Silvers, of course, coming to you live again from the fantastic Rigel Studios right in the heart of the entertainment capital of the world, and of course everybody knows that's Las Vegas. Our weather's getting really nice. We're in spring, temperatures are starting to warm up, and again, the golf courses are jammed. Everybody's trying to get out and play as much golf as they can. Things are coming back here, so everybody's got a pretty good attitude, and it's really, really nice to see. Anyway, we've got a phenomenal show for you today. You know, being in golf media, some people think, I'm kind of a golf broadcaster in the loosest sense of the word, but we have a gentleman on today that's been a longtime friend of mine. I'm so happy I'm able to call him a friend of mine. He's almost iconic in this business. He has been a golf broadcaster for years and years and years, and gosh, Bob has covered more tournaments and talked to more players than just about anybody I know, and he's got some of the most unbelievable golf stories that you ever want to hear. So without further ado, I've got a lot to ask this gentleman, so let's bring him up on camera. And let me tell you a little bit about the famous Bob Bubka. As I say, Bob has had a long, distinguished career in radio that started way back in Armed Forces Radio, where I used to do a show years back as part of his Air Force military service. That led him to be part of the golf team on Mutual Radio, doing play-by-play for the PGA, LPGA, the PGA Tour Championship, starting back in, I think, 1985. If I'm not corrected, 10 years later or so, Bob joined tournament radio broadcasting in various forms of golf broadcasting. Just about the time a guy by the name of Tiger Woods started to make his ascent into the world of golf, started his reign. Then when PGA Tour Radio on Sirius XM was formed, Bob, of course, was part of the ground floor team, doing both play-by-play as well as player interviews. In 2000, Bob also joined Talk Sport in the UK, and they're also worldwide, by the way, as their voice of golf. Bob has also co-authored a great book we'll talk about on the Ryder Cup called The Ryder Cup, Golf's Greatest Event, in which none other than Jack Nicklaus was kind enough to do the foreword for him. So again, we're going to talk about that and all that stuff. So anyway, Bob, bottom line is, thank you so much for taking time out. I know you just came from another broadcast because you're so damn busy and everybody wants you. So we're very happy that you're giving us some time, my friend.
Well, I have to thank you, Dennis, and while you were giving that very, very nice introduction, I thought back to when it all started for me, and I never ever thought that I would have the opportunity to be broadcasting a show out of Las Vegas. Vegas is one of my favorite places.
I know it is.
In the world. But listen to this, Dennis. From the Dennis, pinnacle, I go back to the first time I did a remote broadcast. It was a high school basketball game. Guess what I did it from, Dennis?
Where?
I did it from a payphone that was alongside the basketball court.
No kidding.
I dialed up the radio station. They put me on the air, and I did the game. And now, I have an opportunity to be broadcasting out of Vegas. Good golly, how lucky can I be?
Oh, that's a great story. That is a great story. Well, we're lucky to have you, Bob. And I want to start off, I mentioned the book that you wrote, very successful. But let me ask you, why do you think, Bob, the Ryder Cup is the best event played in golf as opposed to, say, any of the majors?
You know, that's such a great question. and I'm not sure anybody knows the answer. I know the PGA Tour would love to know the answer, and they would inject that into their President's Cup. But the Ryder Cup, it started way back in the late 20s, and it really just has taken hold. Anybody that's never been to a Ryder Cup and they love golf, I would strongly recommend that they attend. The team spirit between the two teams is incredible. The cheering on the first tee when a birdie or an eagle putt is made, it's absolutely incredible. There's no other event in golf quite like it, and I hope that it continues for many, many years.
I do too, and I agree with everything you said. Do you think that an event that was born out of the Ryder Cup, and specifically the President's Cup, kind of detracts from that a little bit, Bob?
It may in a little bit, and on another hand, Dennis, it may enhance it because basically it's promoting the Ryder Cup in a different fashion. President's Cup is United States against the rest of the world. Ryder Cup is the United States against Great Britain and England. So they're connected, and I hope that they're both going to grow and get bigger as we go down the path.
Yeah, I do too. And we're looking forward, obviously, to the one coming up in Japan. Is going to be very interesting. Bob, having covered so many golf tournaments as you have, what in your mind makes a tournament an exceptional event or tournament? Is it perhaps the venue where it's being played? Is it perhaps the field that they have garnered? Is it the city that it's in? What makes it an exceptional tournament, one over the other?
That's such a great question. And I look at it, it's like baking a cake. You got to have the right recipe, certain amount of eggs, certain amount of flour, certain amount of all the ingredients that go into a good cake. And when you get them all right, you get an event that is absolutely incredible. And at full song, a Ryder Cup is as exciting as any event in golf. And I think it's going to stay that way for quite some time.
I do too. I definitely believe it, and of course the quality of the play. These guys, no matter where they play, as you know, Bob, are the best in the world. But sometimes a certain event, a certain venue, a certain motivation really kicks it up to another level, and it just phenomenal. Bob, do you think that rivalries are good in golf? I know there's a lot that has been said about it, but today, both on the PGA Tour, on the LPGA Tour, there doesn't seem to be that old-fashioned rivalry amongst, some standout players. Do you think rivalries are good, or do we really need them?
Boy, one day I wake up and I say, boy, we really need a rivalry in golf. The next day I wake up and I say, we don't need a rivalry in golf. It speaks for itself. So I don't think there's any clear-cut answer to that question. I look at the NBA, basically, who's the rival of LeBron James?
Yeah.
There really is none. I mean, he's so far superior to everybody else playing the game. But, it was great when Tiger was at his full best, I should say. Nobody really could touch him. I mean, he was above and beyond, and that was exciting. Everybody came to see if somebody could beat Tiger.
Right.
And for a long time, nobody beat Tiger. If you want, I can share a great Tiger story.
Please.
Everybody hears, Dennis, different stories about Tiger, some good, others obviously not so good. But he used to host a tournament at Sherwood in California, the Tiger World Challenge. And Janice Self, the executive producer for everything I do, we used to cover it on a regular basis. One year I couldn't make it because I had to have some tests done in a hospital back home in Southampton, New York. So Janice goes to the tournament. She bumps into Tiger. Tiger said, "Where's Bob?" Janice said, "Well, he couldn't make it this year, Tiger. Just some routine tests in a hospital, but he is fine." Tiger says, "Get him on the phone." So I'm laying in a hospital bed in Southampton. Phone rings. I say, "Hello." He says, "How you doing, man?" I said, "Who's this?" He said, "How you doing, man?" I said, "God, who is this?" He said, "This is Tiger." I said, "Are you kidding me? You trying to give me a heart attack?" Well, as soon as he hangs up, I say to the nurse, "You're not going to believe that. That was Tiger Woods." Well, she leaves the room. Within a minute, Dennis, in comes a doctor. He said, "Bob, the nurse thinks you might be a little delusional. We're going to have to check you over."
Oh, that's
That's
a
the other
great story.
side of Tiger Woods.
Yeah, that is a great story. Before we leave, speaking of Tiger, of course, very tragic what happened to Tiger. Well publicized. There's pictures coming out now with him in a cast and trying to, becoming more and more ambulatory. What is your gut feeling, Bob, about whether Tiger's going to make a return or not? Because personally, from what I've read, from what I've heard, talking to people, I just don't think it's going to happen. What's your gut feeling? You know the man.
Well, it'd be an absolute miracle. I think it's a miracle that he's still alive.
I do too.
That latest crash probably would have killed 99% of anybody that was involved in it. So he's already ahead in the game. He's tough physically. He's tough mentally. I don't know, Dennis. If anybody can, let's leave it this way. If anybody can do it, it's Tiger.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. A lot of people say that, but of course, there's a lot of factors that go into that, and the only thing we could do is wait because time will tell. That's the only thing. All right, Bob, I'll tell you what. We're going to step away. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to have more with my very good friend, Mr. Bob Bubka, the voice of golf. So we're going to return with you right after that. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Golfers at every level strive to hit the ball like a tour player, setting the club perfectly at the top, storing all the energy as they unwind and their club head approaches the ball, striking it flush at impact and staring it down as it explodes off the club towards the target. Introducing Precision Impact. Precision Impact is the single tool that will accelerate that process and get anybody striking the ball with complete command. Unlike any other product, Precision Impact is designed to keep the hands quiet and prevent the fatal flipping or scooping of the hands. This amazing product will actually reprogram your brain to keep your hands in the perfect textbook position. Precision Impact will soon have you hitting the most crisp, consistent shots of your life. As you start your backswing, you should hear several clicks as your wrist folds properly for a perfect set at the top of your swing. From there, allow your arms to fall as you aggressively rotate through the ball, knowing your Precision Impact will keep your hands and club head in the ideal position. Order now at PrecisionImpactGolf.com and never look back.
When it comes to golf, I'm a man of few words, as you'll see. Looking for out-of-this-world technology in your golf ball? Oncore Golf. Looking for exceptional performance and durability? Oncore Golf. Looking for the best performing ball for the price? Oncore Golf. Check them out at Oncore Golf. That's ONCORE Golf.com. Your scores will thank you. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the additional footage of the 19th Hole, a podcast for golfers. So glad to have you with us. Got a great show going today with a great gentleman. As he caught us at the beginning of the show, you could see how well versed Mr. Bob Bubka is in the world of golf, and just one of the iconic announcers for a long time. So anyway, let's bring Bob back up. And Bob, I want to ask you, how has golf changed in the sense of, let's say, player personality, player accessibility, golf awareness? And what I mean by that is, today's golfers knowing some of the past greats of the game. And I don't mean this to put anybody down, but you could walk up and down the range while these guys are hitting balls, tuning up, and you can ask them about names of the past like Kerry Middlecoff, Gene Littler, so many other players, and they'll kind of look at you and scratch their head and really not know who the hell you're talking about. Do you think that's right? They shouldn't be golf historians, but these guys have done so much for the game. I don't know. To me, it just bothers me. I think everybody should know everything about everybody who played the game. What do you think?
Well, I certainly agree with you. And my explanation, Dennis, is even when I first started in the media, if we would talk to a player, we would be giving that player a little more publicity. From that publicity, that player would be able to generate a little more income. Now they have enough income. The only thing, being perfectly candid, Dennis, what the media can do is hurt a player. If they talk to us and somebody in the media doesn't report exactly how they say something, it comes out a negative. And so if you got all the money you need, why take the chance of having something negative said about you?
True. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Do you think the money, and these guys are making big money today, Bob, you know that as well as anybody, and I'm going to get to another question about that, but because of the money being played, do you think the game today is being played a little bit differently than it was back in the day?
Holy mackerel. Just look, when a player shows up, first you'll see probably his trainer, his physio, his mental coach, his swing coach, his golf ball coach, his driver coach, putting coach. They need a van to bring all the people to the golf course that are part of the team. It really is astounding how many people are involved when there's just one player that actually is performing, on the stage.
Right. And I look back to when you started broadcasting in golf and developed your abilities. You saw these guys that would go for broke, that would do anything to win because they were hungry, Bob. Today, that's not the case, is it?
No, you're right on the money there, Dennis. And before I forget, because coming out of break, I want to congratulate you on the fine quality of sponsors you have for your show. Well-deserved, great, items that you're exposing people to that can improve their game. So congratulations on that, Dennis. You're really doing a good job.
Well, coming from you, Bob, I consider that very lofty. I very much appreciate that. Speaking of money, let's stay on that, Bob. Do you think tournament sponsors, and today, Bob, they pay a hell of a lot of money to be a title sponsor for a tournament. Do you think they're getting the bang for the buck?
Well, it really doesn't matter whether you think that or I think that. If they think that, that's all that matters. And apparently they are. And, this is not exact, but for a sponsor to host a tournament, you're looking somewhere around $10 million. And they seem to get their play for their buck when it's on TV. So as long as there's sponsors there, the PGA Tour will continue to thrive like it is now.
Yeah, there's been. I'm interested to get your sense of this, Bob. Of course, you have spent your career primarily in radio, but there's a lot. I can't say controversy, but some agitation, some talk about how golf television announcers and analysts are doing today. What's your overall sense of how they do a tournament? Some people like this guy, some people think this guy is horrible, and so on and so forth. What's your overall feeling about it?
Well, what you're witnessing is ex-golfers just taking over as announcers. And if you didn't have a career on the PGA Tour, it'd be pretty difficult to come on board as one of the TV announcers covering the event. That's their choice. It seems like it's working for them.
Yeah.
I congratulate the guys that are doing it. It's not an easy job, but they seem to be doing it very well.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Bob, you've interviewed so many great players throughout your career that you've come in contact with. Can you give our viewers one or two of the more interesting or more unique interviews that you've had?
Well,
what comes to mind?
did.
I'm sure a bunch of stuff comes to mind.
Yeah. No, but I remember doing the President's Cup, Dennis, down in Manassas, Virginia. And you'll appreciate it because you're very deep into the world of golf. On the first tee, I was there with my microphone to maybe catch an interview here, interview there. But on the first tee was Tim Fincham, commissioner, as you know, of the PGA Tour at the time, Gary Player, captain of the international team, Jack Nicklaus, captain of the United States team, Bill Clinton, doing Bill Clinton like only Bill Clinton can do, and also George W. Bush Sr., who was standing right alongside of me. And I was as nervous as you can be. And all of a sudden, Dennis, I feel this little nudge in my ribs. And I look, and it's President Bush. And he leans over and he says, "Bob, isn't this a name dropper's paradise?" I said, "Mr. President, if you think it's a name dropper's paradise, what do you think I think it is?"
That's a great story.
There's so many, and I've been blessed. I've been blessed, in all honesty, to have Janice Self, who puts all of this stuff together. There's nobody like her. We've been together 25 years doing it.
Yep.
We've traveled the world. It's been quite a run, and I feel like I'm a very lucky guy to be able to come on a show like yours and broadcast from Las Vegas. Golly, I'm here pinching myself.
You're very kind. One quick question before we take our next break, Bob. Has there ever been a professional tour player that you've actually been intimidated by that you've tried to interview?
Well, I used to have a little trick. Greg Norman wasn't easy, okay? But finally, I walked up to Greg And I said, hey, Greg, you got a couple of minutes? He said, no, I'm busy right now, Bob. And I said, oh, good. Jack Nicklaus is waiting for me. I don't want to keep him waiting.
I love it. Oh, I love it. That's typical Bob Bubka. Bob, stay with us. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back. We're going to wrap up the rest of the show with you, and we got some more stuff going on. So stay with us. We're going to be back with you right after this. Hey golfers, I've been a golf talk show host for a long time, and I've been playing golf even longer. Being in golf media, I've had the chance to play every ball ever made. I've tried them all. Well, my search is finally over because I found the best ball I have ever played with, and more golfers are finding the same thing. I started playing with the Elixir golf ball made by Oncore Golf. Oncore Golf has revolutionized both their golf balls, the Elixir or the Avant 55, or the brand new Vero X1, to where the performance of either will simply blow you away. It did me. If you're looking for better performance and durability with your ball, Oncore Golf has it. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out at encoregolf.com and you'll become convinced, as I am, the first time you tee it up with Oncore. It's the best performing ball for the price. Go to encoregolf.com and see for yourself. Your scores will love you for it. That's ONCORE golf.com.
One of the buzzwords happening in golf is the word lag. You hear it all the time, but what is it, and how do I get it? Lag simply is the loading of the club to help produce tons of power in your golf swing. Up until now, getting lag into your swing has been very hard. Introducing the Lag Shot, a brand new proven training aid being praised by some of the leading PGA Tour instructors across the globe. This practice aid trains your hands, arms and body how to make a powerful, efficient golf swing with an amazing amount of lag. Lag Shot is a 7-iron length club with the same loft and lie with a whippy, flexible blue shaft and a beautiful jet black club head. After you master the Lag Shot, your game will change forever with a stress-free swing, more power and more distance with lower scores every time you play. Go to lagshotgolf.com and you'll see why this truly is becoming the #1 training aid in golf. Visit lagshotgolf.com.
That's right. More of the 19th hole, a podcast for golfers. I'm Dennis Silvers, having a great conversation with Mr. Bob Bubka. Bob, I want to ask you this. We got one or two more questions for you, and I'm curious to see your answer and your reasoning on this. What major championship has the most significance to you, and why?
Well, for many years I've been asked if I can only do one major, what would it be? I don't hesitate. It's the Open Championship, Dennis. It's the granddaddy of them all. Every 5 years, it's played at St. Andrews, the birthplace of golf. I mean, it's like hallowed ground. St. Andrews, the village. I have taken numerous individuals that hate golf, and love St. Andrews. So to boil it down, it's the Open Championship.
I so happy to hear you say that, because people ask me fairly often what my favorite major is, and I say the same thing. It's the Open. I've been fortunate enough to be able to go across the pond and play a couple of the courses that they have played, and like you say, there's just something about it. It's the granddaddy of majors. So you and I are absolutely right on the same page. Let me switch gears real quickly and ask you this about the LPGA Tour. Do you think, Bob, that the American women, the American players, are ever going to dominate again on their tour, because to be honest with you, Bob, I don't see it happening anymore. What's your view?
Well, it's going to be a mighty mountain to climb. And I'll tell you why. And I predicted this 10 years ago. The Asian players, they will work harder. They'll have maybe the same talent to start out, but they're willing to work 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. American golfers, they have too much to do, and I don't blame them. I mean, to give that amount of dedication to perfecting your sport is not an easy chore. And I think for that reason, we may not have, definitely not have a group of American players that are able to dominate. If we're lucky, we'll get 2 or 3 that will come along and be something special. But I think international golf on the ladies' side could never be better. Hats off to Mike Wan, who just stepped down as commissioner. He did one heck of a job. And I think the LPGA, we look at the LPGA and say, boy, they're not quite that successful. But when you take a global look at it, they're very successful.
Yes.
So, that's the way you have to see it, Dennis.
Absolutely. He's done a heck of a job getting more events over across the pond and around the world and stuff. So good for him. Last question before I let you go, Mr. B. Where is golf headed in the future? Attitudes have changed, different players, Division I guys coming out. Golf has been phenomenal with these young studs, so to speak. Where is golf headed?
Well, if I had the answer to that, I would be worth billions of dollars. Because in all honesty, some decisions are going to have to be made. Are they going to cut back the golf ball? Are they going to make the golf courses longer, which I disagree with. I mean, I remember when they decided that they were going to tiger-proof the Masters to prevent somebody from hitting it that far, dominating their event. So we're going to have to wait and see. There's going to be a lot of tough decisions ahead for the powers to be. And I'm talking the RNA, the USGA, the LPGA, and the PGA Tour. Hopefully, we find the right path to go on. This game is so special. And Dennis, I really say thank you to you, because you're not only promoting the professional sport, you're promoting a mom and dad and daughter and son going out and spending some time together in the fresh air, learning this wonderful game. Don't forget, this is a game of a lifetime. And boy, am I thankful for that, because if this was only for the young, I'd have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah, well said, Bob. Very well said, and I appreciate the kind words. Anyway, we will let you go. Love and kisses to Janice. You stay well, stay healthy, because I'm looking to see you at all the shows and all of that kind of stuff, and we want to have you back on the show sooner than later, Bob.
Yeah, but I got to do it in person. I got to come to Vegas to do it.
You have an open invitation. You know that, my friend.
All right. Thanks, Dennis.
My pleasure. You take care of yourself. Bob Bubka, everybody. Just a wonderful, wonderful guy. All right, we're going to step away, take another break. Before we do, we're going to leave you with our game improvement tip of the week with Scratch Golf Academy down in Florida. Adam Bazalgette, wonderful, wonderful teacher. Do a few commercials. We'll come back and finish it up.
Hello, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of Scratch Golf Academy. Today's subject, 3 tips to help you hit those irons more consistently. Got some ideas for you. There's a lot of variables, obviously, but got 3 things. I think if you do these in the backswing, they'll really help, and I'll have feels and drills associated with each. Well, very briefly, if you're new to Scratch Golf Academy and you've never subscribed, really appreciate it if you do that. Also, if you do subscribe, we'll get you free content coming. Hit that little red bell. You get notified every time a new video is coming out. Okay, key number 1 in my book, in the backswing, that's Davis Love on the left. Let's take him to the top of his backswing. Let's take Bryson DeChambeau to the same spot. Stay centered with your upper body. It doesn't mean there's not pressure in your back leg, but you want to keep that body, that upper body, nicely centered there. It is much, much easier to get back to the golf ball than if you get way behind it. Let's have a look at, say, Jessica Korda. Let's put her at the top. Again, nice and centered. Ball pretty much underneath her body, much easier for irons. Okay, a great way to work on that is just take a coat hanger and bend it and place it so that the end of it sticks out over the golf ball. There's plenty of room for your club. What it creates, though, is a scenario where I can see the coat hanger, from my perspective, I'll show it to you in just a second, splicing the golf ball. So if I move, I immediately sense a change in that relationship. It is a great way to sit and work on staying centered over the golf ball. Let me show you close up what that would look like if you did it for yourself. So that's the player's view. There's plenty of room for the club in there, and you'll notice if you move, you'll sense an immediate change in the relationship of the hanger to the ball. So number 2 on my list, don't let the arms get behind you in the backswing. That's Ben Hogan there. You probably recognize him. So we're saying to the side of your body here somewhere is where we want the arms. Let's have a look at Tiger Woods there. Talk about 2 good ones there. His swing's a little longer. It certainly depends on the player, but I think almost always you'll see the arms over there on the side. Now you might get a young player like Justin Thomas, very flexible, very slim, very talented. He would come pretty close, but I would say still on that side of the body. So unless you're very flexible and slim and coordinated, keep those arms more over where Tiger has his. It's a lot easier to get them back in front of you to hit the ball. Okay, well, the big distinction to me is this trail arm, the right arm for the right-handed golfer. That's the one that folds the most in the backswing. That's the one you've got to get right. Here's the distinction, if you like, I would make. I would not try to get the club head wide. I wouldn't get a wide takeaway. Medium is certainly suitable. It's as you hinge your wrist. That's where the problems come in. So it's really from about club parallel to end of the backswing that you're going to have the job. And what I want you to feel, this trail hand as it breaks, pushing out into that glove thumb. If you can, from this area to that area, keep some pressure out there, you'll have a good wrist hinge, you'll have a nice short arm swing in front of your body. Okay, number 3 for me, and if you get this one right, it's going to help you do the one we just discussed, and that is, where is the club in the takeaway? The great majority of people get that club too active, it gets behind them, gets flat if you like. Number 1, you're probably going to have to lift the club then to get it into position, and that's likely going to cause you to overswing. Number 2, though, once that club starts wobbling around and you're trying to correct for it, odds of hitting the ball solidly start to go down. So here's the drill I would recommend for that. Trail hand awareness. If I had a bug on that lead glove, I was going to swing back a wee bit and smack it like that, I wouldn't roll this hand. It just wouldn't happen. It would have a slight arc, but it wouldn't roll. So we're going to take that trail hand, put it in front of the club, back of fingers against the shaft, and just practice a couple of little takeaways, just a foot, 1.5 feet or so, and you'll notice this palm's looking more in front of me. Again, matching that arc, nothing manipulated. And once you've pumped it a couple of times like that, grab it and try it again. You will have the right feel. You get this right, you can do the second one right, keep it wide and short, you'll be on your way to good iron play.
As golfers, we want instant gratification when it comes to a better golf swing and playing better golf. Impossible, you say? Not anymore. Golf Boost Artificial Intelligence, AI, has developed and patented the most advanced swing analysis technology in golf. Simply, the algorithms detect your body position and then analyze your golf swing using their artificial intelligence technology. The AI captures all the relevant data from your swing video and then presents you a personalized lesson. Golf Boost AI is the ultimate swing analysis and virtual instruction system for golfers of all ages and abilities. This sophisticated software takes into consideration your height and build, playing level, and returns the ideal solution for your swing. Bottom line, Golf Boost AI is an incredibly convenient and cost-effective tool for golfers to improve their swing. Go to golfboost.com and check it out. The app is free to download and try. Visit golfboost.com today.
Innovation begins at a single point. Elements, each with their unique character. Fire-forged steel creates unprecedented control. Chemistry delivers a touch so soft, combined to create a level of performance previously unimagined. Like magic, the Elixir, the new tour ball from Oncore.
All right, that was a very extensive game improvement tip for you, but Adam is such a great teacher down at Scratch Golf Academy. Go check him out at scratchgolfacademy.com. Just a little bit of house cleaning before we finish up. Don't forget, no matter where you see us, if it's on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, Spotify, Apple app, or whatever, please make sure you give us a like, you share, and that you subscribe. That would really help us out a lot, and we would very much appreciate it. Don't forget too, our new show all about equipment, The Golfer's Garden, that I do with Gene Parente, who owns the Golf Lab in San Diego, California. The walking encyclopedia when it comes to golf equipment, shafts, when it comes to balls, everything else that's coming out. Again, we do one a week, and make sure you check that out because we take questions from you and answer any concerns or questions or whatever you want to know about what you're asking. Gene has the answer, so check out The Golfer's Garden. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this show. On behalf of Bob Bubka, I'm Dennis Silvers. We appreciate you hanging in there. Hope you get out and get a chance to play golf and keep it in the short stuff. We'll see you right back, same place, same time next week. So long, everybody.